Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're diving into something a lot of you have been asking about. How to use a journal notebook for better organization, productivity, and clarity.
Yeah, we get asked about this topic all the time. It's really interesting, actually. There's so much out there about digital tools.
Right.
But more and more people are coming back to this kind of in a fundamental tool.
Yeah, the analog, the physical pen and paper.
Exactly. And we've been digging into some fascinating research and real-world examples, including a look at journals like the Listallion to understand why this is happening and what makes it so effective.
And specifically, how those seemingly simple design choices can actually make a huge difference in your organizational system.
Right. It's not just about aesthetics. There's a real functionality there.
Yeah.
So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack all of that, cut through the noise, and give you the key insights to make this work for you.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Why is a journal notebook actually a powerful organizational tool? What's the underlying principle at work here?
It's interesting. It kind of goes against the grain of our hyper-digital world, but it's the very act of putting pen to paper that unlocks a lot of the benefits.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. A journal offers a dedicated space for your thoughts, plans, everything, right?
Right.
Unlike digital notes that are kind of scattered all over the place.
Yeah, always getting lost.
Exactly. And there's something about physically writing that helps us process and remember information better. Studies have even shown that it activates different parts of our brains.
It's funny, I've definitely noticed that myself. Like if I just type something quickly into a note on my phone, I'll probably forget it.
Right.
But if I actually write it down, it sticks.
Exactly. And beyond just memory, writing forces you to slow down, really think through your ideas, and articulate them clearly.
Mm-hmm.
That process itself brings a level of order and clarity to your thinking.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's talk about those common organizational challenges we all face. We were all dealing with missed deadlines, to-do lists a mile long, that feeling of constantly being overwhelmed.
Right.
How does a journal notebook help us tackle these things specifically?
Well, it kind of tackles them head on. Like forgetting tasks. Your journal becomes that external memory, that reliable backup.
Right.
Feeling overwhelmed. The act of writing things down, it literally declutters your mind.
Oh, I see.
You're transferring that mental load onto the page. You're getting it out of your head and into a system you can manage.
Makes sense.
And by visualizing your commitments in this way, in a structured way, you can start to prioritize effectively. You can break down big projects into smaller steps. You can track deadlines, brainstorm, all in one place.
Okay, so it's about creating a visual blueprint, like a tangible roadmap for your goals and tasks.
Exactly. And that brings us to the notebook itself. Because as we've been hinting at, not all notebooks are created equal.
Right. The type of notebook really does matter, especially when we're talking about organization. And we've been looking at journals like the Listallion as an example.
Yeah, they've got some interesting features.
And certain elements stand out as being particularly useful for this purpose. What are those features and why do they matter so much?
Yeah, well, one of the first things people notice about Listallion journals is the paper quality.
Oh, yeah.
It's 120 GSM paper, which is a bit technical, but what it means is the paper is thicker, so ink doesn't bleed through.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you can write on both sides of the page without that messy ghosting, and your notes stay clean and legible, which is, crucial for organization.
Right, because there's nothing more frustrating than trying to read your notes and you can see the writing from the previous page.
It defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly.
And then there are features like numbered pages and a table of contents, which Listallion journals have, and they are game changers for creating a structured system.
Okay, I can see how that'd be useful.
You can quickly find specific information, you can cross-reference, you can really create your own personal index within the notebook. It's like turning your journal into this searchable archive of your thoughts and plans.
That's like a customized knowledge base.
Exactly. And then there are the more tactile aspects, right? The soft, faux leather covers on Listallion journals, for example.
Oh, they feel nice.
They feel really good, and they also offer durability. They protect your notes. And then there's that back pocket that people love.
Oh, yeah, for stashing things.
For loose papers, business cards, receipts, whatever you need to keep handy and organized.
So it's about thinking through those little details that make the user experience better and more seamless.
Right. It's all connected.
Okay, so we've talked about the why and the what. Now let's get to the how. How do we actually put all of this into practice? What are some concrete strategies for using a journal effectively for organization?
Well, first and foremost, it's about establishing routines. Daily planning is a great place to start.
Okay, like what kind of things?
Just taking a few minutes each morning to outline your key tasks, your meetings, your deadlines, anything important for the day.
So you're not just making a to-do list, you're actually structuring your day visually.
Exactly. And when you're working on bigger projects, your journal becomes your project management hub.
Hmm.
You break down tasks, you dedicate pages to different phases, you use the numbered pages and the table of contents to track your progress and find information quickly.
I can see how this would be incredibly helpful for anyone who's juggling multiple projects or just has a lot on their plate.
Right. It helps you stay on top of everything. And don't forget, your journal can also be a space for creative brainstorming.
Oh, yeah.
Dedicating pages to free writing, mind maps, sketches, anything that helps you capture and develop ideas.
So it's not just about the structured stuff. It can be a place for creative exploration as well.
Exactly. You can even use it for, like, journaling in the traditional sense,
Right.
reflecting on your day, your thoughts, your goals.
Right, a place to process and make sense of things.
And that's where the power of having everything in one place really comes in. You start to see the connections between different areas of your life.
Hmm. Okay, so we've talked about using specific features in the notebook.
Hmm.
What about broader tips for maximizing productivity through journaling?
Hmm.
Are there any best practices people should keep in mind?
Yeah, definitely. Consistency is key. It's about making journaling a habit, whether it's a quick morning check-in or a more reflective evening session,
Okay.
and strategically dividing your journal into sections,
Oh, I see.
like work, personal, creative projects, whatever makes sense for you, and using the table of contents to keep track of it all.
So again, it's about creating that personalized index for your life.
Exactly. And then there are little things you can do, like using color coding to highlight different types of tasks, reviewing your journal regularly to assess your progress, and just making it your own,
Hmm.
personalizing it, making it a space you enjoy engaging with.
Right, because if it feels good to use, you're more likely to stick with it.
Exactly. Like, I have a friend, she's a musician, and she uses a Listallion journal to organize her songwriting process.
Oh, wow.
She keeps track of lyrics, melodies, chord progressions, everything. And she loves the durability of the cover because she takes it everywhere with her.
That's cool. It becomes like a creative companion.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's go back to those common organizational challenges, things like poor time management and feeling scattered.
Right.
How does using a structured journal, like a Listallion, specifically help us overcome these hurdles?
Well, just the act of creating to-do lists and setting deadlines, even if they're flexible, forces you to become more aware of how you're spending your time.
Right.
And writing down those random thoughts that pop into your head throughout the day, it helps to declutter your mind and create mental space to focus.
Hmm.
And the great thing about a journal is it can be as structured or as flexible as you need it to be.
Right.
Whether you're into bullet journaling or prefer a more free-flowing style, it's adaptable. And of course, it's portable.
Right. You can take it anywhere.
You don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need to charge it. It's always there for you.
It's like an offline command center.
Exactly. And over time, this consistent journaling practice can really transform your organizational skills.
Okay, so beyond just managing our day-to-day, what are some of those longer-term benefits we can expect to see?
Well, you start to develop better focus because you're constantly clarifying your priorities.
Mm-hmm.
Your time management improves because you're more aware of where your time is going.
Right.
You develop a stronger sense of accountability because your commitments are literally written down.
Right. You can't just ignore them.
Exactly. And a lot of people find that journaling actually reduces stress
Oh, interesting.
because it provides a structured outlet for processing thoughts and emotions.
Makes sense.
And ultimately, it contributes to long-term personal and professional growth because you're constantly reflecting, you're tracking your progress, you're learning from your experiences. The features in journals like the Listallion with the dashed lines and the ample page space really facilitate that journey.
Yeah, it becomes more than just a tool for getting things done. It becomes a tool for self-discovery and growth.
Exactly. Like my brother, he's a graphic designer, and he used to be so disorganized. He was always missing deadlines, losing track of projects. It was stressful.
Oh, I can relate to that.
His wife gave him a Listallion journal as a gift, and he was kind of skeptical at first, but he started using it to track his projects, his client meetings, his ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And he found that the act of writing things down, of having a dedicated space for his work, made a huge difference. And he loved the back pocket because he can keep important sketches and notes organized.
Right, so it becomes a personalized system for managing his creative process.
Exactly.
Okay, so final thoughts. What are a few more actionable tips for our listeners who want to get started with using a journal for organization?
Well, first of all, be intentional. Think about what you want to track and organize in your journal. Don't just start writing randomly. And use that table of contents from the get-go. Dedicate sections to different areas of your life, log the page numbers, make it your own system.
Structure is key.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try out different techniques. See what works best for you, whether it's color coding, bullet journaling, whatever.
All right, find your own flow.
Exactly. Review your journal regularly, make adjustments as needed, and just remember the key is to make it a habit.
Right, consistency is everything.
And when you do that, you'll start to see those long-term results.
Okay, so what kind of results are we talking about?
Increased productivity, better work-life balance, a calmer mind, more creativity. And journals like the Listallion, with their high-quality materials and thoughtful design, can really be your partners in this journey.
So it's about creating a more structured and fulfilling life, one page at a time.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. It's clear that a journal notebook is so much more than just a place to jot down notes.
Right. It's a powerful tool for organization, productivity, and personal growth.
And we hope this deep dive has given you the insights and inspiration to make this tool work for you.
Absolutely.
So, as always, we leave you with a question to ponder. How could incorporating a journal into your routine, maybe even exploring some of the features we discussed, help you create a greater sense of control and accomplishment in your own life? Think about it.
Yeah, give it a try.
And until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deeper.
See you next time.